Welcome to the first weekly time trails tutorial, where I will explain my thoughts on the racing lines of this week's tracks, and where I will go over the current world record holders and see how they tackle it. This week we start off with the lovely Rennvoort and we will drive around in the Osprey. The current world record is set at a 28.075. I am myself placed third with only 6 thousandths of a second difference. This shows that the Osprey is very good at close racing and close time trails as well. So the first point of turning is right besides the grandstands. Then you turn in, slightly lift off. When going into the turn, make sure you don't hit the grass there and exit as wide as you can. Next up, you want to really cut the grass and start going on the throttle and turning in again, right at the curb, at the end of the curb, where we will let go immediately again of the throttle and start as soon as we can right again. Stay close to the inside and the rest of the lap is pretty easy, not really that complicated, just hug the insides. Here you keep turning in and turn right in the middle of the two sections, turn left again and just try to minimize your distance. So we saw how we tackle it, so now let's check how Paulo does it. So Paulo really takes the same line as we do in the beginning, but here he really cuts the grass really hard, staying as close to the barrier there as possible. And that's something we need to implement as well, because there he will gain so much time because he has a way better exit out of that hairpin. Next up, he cuts the dirt really hard here, which bounces your car up normally if you don't take it correctly. So I would say avoid that, try to stay on the asphalt, and therefore you can also gain some time on after the next turn, because you don't need to let go of throttle to get your car in the right position. Like you see with Paulo, I gained some time there, although I didn't even take the perfect line through there. And the rest of the lap is basically the same as we did before, just try to avoid penalties. The next time trail is on Maple Ridge Reversed, and we will do this time trail with the Feather. The Feather is known for being quite slow but very close in time trails and in racing. Perfecting your lap and your car positioning is thus very important. Paulo is the current world record holder with a 31.808, and I'm sitting in third place with a 31.924. So we still got quite a gap to close if we wanna get a little bit closer to Paulo. But yeah, let's see how we tackle this track. So the basics with this track is really cutting close with every corner and just minimize your racing distance. Like you see here, my ghost is like almost against the barrier. And for the rest of this first section, you just need to keep it clean and steady with your car. Keep turning in as close as you can and let go around where you saw here in the video. Really cut the inside, but be careful of this curb here because it can throw you off and unsettle your car and you will lose some speed. Next up is a hard braking zone, and you really want to get your car hooked up with the curb there to maximize your momentum through that corner. The braking point is around at the curvature of the barrier you see above. Then you want to exit the curb as wide as possible, and the same applies here. Exit the corner with really good speed and try to minimize your distance in the final sections of the lap. So this was a pretty decent lap, a 32.089, and now let's see how Paulo does it. The first section is quite the same. He really hugs the inside, but he lets go of throttle a little bit sooner than I do. This is to perfect the entry and exit of turn turn 4 to really perfect it, and you really want to avoid hitting the grass as I did there. Here is all the time that needs to be gained is on that section, so you can go for a 0.7, a high 7, and Paulo also really hugs the inside on that last hairpin you saw, really getting into the dirt there. And the rest of the section is pretty much the same. Minimize your distance and you will be fine. The final time trails is on Maple Ridge Reverse with one of my favorite cars, the GT, and that's why I even have the world record right now, because I'm really fighting for that spot. I really love this car, so GT gang, go to the comment section, let's go cover it all up with GT members. Timmers is in second, who I was fighting with for the last couple of days for that first spot. I don't think the other guys have tried it yet. So first up, beginning up, we really want to maximize our speed at the entry of turn 1, and in turn 2 and 3 here, want to make the track as wide as possible. You see my ghost is almost against the barrier once again. And you can see in the following section that he really gains a lot of time because of that exit speed. Next up, there is a hard braking zone at around the pole here. I slightly tap the brake, but sometimes I also let go. It kind of depends on how I feel at the moment. Braking does the job because that's how the world record was set. You want to really hug the inside on this curb as well. It's not flat, the turn, so you can keep your car tucked in into the inside of the corner. And again, here where you exit this turn, you want to hug the inside as much as you can, because if you hit the curb, you will get thrown off to the side like I did right here in my normal racing car, not the Ghost. Next up, we have a letting go zone of throttle and turning point here around at the hay bales. You want to let go around when you hit the middle of the road. Then exit is really important as well, because you want to avoid the drop down you get because of the asphalt. It's going down again, so you want to avoid having wheel spin there. Turning point for the final sections is here at the lock you see on the right, and then just flick it around the corner as smooth as you can to maximize that corner exit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next time trails video or another video if you like to swing by. I hope you learned a lot, and I will see you on the track. Bye.